Hello, folks, and welcome to the first episode of the StarBores podcast. I'm your host, Orbonom. And joining me today is the man who, for some reason, trademarked his name on Discord, Commander Prime.
Hello.
Say
hello. The thing is, you're making a fuss about the fact that I trademarked my name, and it's been there for like as long as I can remember.
Well, yeah, I'm just pointing it out now. Anyway, Say hello.
Hello. I already have done.
And also joining me is the man who speaks about Kathleen Kennedy as though she's the Antichrist, Unit 1.
That is an enormous exaggeration, and you fucking know it.
I mean, it's not. You do talk about her quite a lot. I think you're mildly obsessed.
What do you mean? This is the first time we've spoken in like 3 months. What are you fucking on about, you spanner?
I remember when we went and saw The Rise of Skywalker, you wouldn't shut up about Kathleen Kennedy.
No, I wouldn't shut up about continuity errors, but that's neither here nor there. Hello, everyone.
Or clones, either. Fucking Palpatine clones. Anyway, yeah, that's a whole other can of worms for another video, because believe me, we're going to talk about those fucking clones and that novelization.
Yes.
So yeah, basically, this is a brand new Star Wars podcast. If you couldn't already tell, kiddies, this is not kid-friendly at all.
Not
we are going to be swearing probably quite a lot, I imagine.
Yes, within the first 20 seconds.
Oh, yeah. If anyone's watching this, please do a tally of the amount of times that I say the word cunt, because I probably will. Right, so today we're going to be talking about Disney Plus Star Wars shows, specifically The Mandalorian, what we thought of season 1, what we want to see in the next few seasons, and also the rumoured Ahsoka show and the now confirmed Cassian Andor and Obi-Wan Kenobi series. So yeah, let's talk about Mandalorian season 1, Unit 1. Go ahead.
Mandalorian season 1. Well, I am the latest to the table on this. I didn't watch it until about 3 weeks ago where I finished it, and I got through the whole thing in about a day. So, I liked it. I mean, it was a lot better than the films.
That's not very hard though, is it?
No, not really. To be honest, I was just happy for some decent live action Star Wars. And I don't think we've had some decent live action Star Wars in quite a while. I mean, Rogue One was all right, and I liked Rogue One. It had some problems, definitely.
Yes.
But what film doesn't?
Yeah, that's true. Rogue One, I think, focuses more on its set pieces rather than its characters. But
I think it's got too many characters. That's the problem. But
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's Gareth Edwards' thing, is.
Yeah, but we're not talking about Rogue One for the time.
No, we're not.
No.
The Mandalorian, I liked it, but I am conscious that, as I said, I might be biased because I've been desperate for some decent Star Wars live action content. So it's completely possible that something that's not that it's completely possible that it might be mediocre, and the lens I'm seeing it through is, oh my gosh, this is so much better than everything else.
Yeah.
So I am aware of that. My thoughts was I liked it for the most part. I think that they played into the adorability of Baby Yoda a bit much.
Well, it is adorable. You know, you can't really blame them.
No, but like they played into like the fact of it being there. I would have preferred if Mando, I don't know, in the second of the two stories, would have just left him with those people. And then we would have had adventures with him on his own rather than that we have Baby Yoda. I think it was just a bit of I don't know. I think it was a bit of
something to win the fans over.
Yeah, exactly. I feel if it does deserve any criticism, that would be mine. Like I think they unveiled the I wasn't too thrilled with the death of what's the character's name?
Krill, I think his name is.
Yeah, the one who's on his way back to the spoilers, by the way.
Yeah, we did. We should have emphasized. Yeah, this is spoilerific.
the one who's.
If you've not seen this yet and you're watching a Star Wars podcast, I'm quite surprised, really.
Yeah, you should question your life choices. I felt his death was a little callous.
A bit like random.
And that would be my criticism. I mean, I liked the Moff's TIE fighter. I mean, I would have to use like a TIE Defender or something, but that's just a personal preference of mine and my personal love affair with the TIE Defender. But I liked as the idea of it being this like unusual special ship design for him. So I would like to see some, I don't know, technical manuals come out for it at some point in literature. That would be cool because you do get the Star Wars technical manuals. We know it. We know a lot about Star Destroyers and the Death Star and things. Because some people just don't have lives and can write technical manuals about goodness knows everything. Actually, in this room, I've got one about the different enterprises in Star Trek. So,
yeah. Bit of information about the Death Star's architecture. Did you know how it moves through space is actually because it's got invisible legs? Just trundles on. No one can see it. People can fly straight into it and they die. It's great.
Now here, no trolling. We'll have none of that. No,
no, it's all true. All canon.
Factual only, please.
You swear. Oh dear. Mind you, the existence of the technical manual is capable of driving me a little mad though, because this is a thing that happens across different science fiction genres. People have this obsession with calling things mobile space stations. Now, if you don't know, this is a completely defunct term in every possible way. But anyway, sorry, I'm getting off topic.
Yeah, I'm falling fucking asleep already. Yes. Jesus.
We can have an entire podcast dedicated to
We can have a podcast dedicated to your manuals where you talk about it by yourself. Yes,
sorry, right. So I liked the ship. I thought the ship was quite cool, quite basic, but it served its purpose. It was nothing amazing. I'm not completely behind the idea that the Mandalorian could not get aboard the moving castle of the Jawas.
What, the sandcrawler?
Oh, what, in the second episode?
Yeah. Because he surely has like thermal detonators and things.
I think he used one actually. I can't remember because I only rewatched the season. Like,
I don't think we didn't see him use a thermal detonator. He had like a wrist rocket thing. It had like little mini rockets that would fire from random directions.
Oh yeah, but they were like anti-personnel rockets. So surely
he probably did somewhere, but not on him.
It just seemed quite strange. Also, I did like to see a good disruptor rifle. That was cool.
Yeah.
From the holiday special.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's going to be one to talk about, isn't it?
Yeah, actually.
I tell
you, I'm not going to lie. I've never actually watched it. Just because I know
you're in for a treat. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah.
It's
readily available. I can watch it whenever I want, but I haven't.
Make sure you take like 5 tabs of LSD before you watch it. It'll enhance the experience, probably. I couldn't say I don't do drugs.
Well.
Of course not.
No. Anyway.
But no, generally pretty good. But as I said, I'm not certain that I'm thinking completely clearly about it, as I was just happy for goodish Star Wars content. Yeah, I like the electric staff pokey thing he's got as well. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Commander, what's your thoughts?
For me, it's like I have a bit of a weird opinion about it because I never really wanted to see it in the first place. You know, when they announced it, I was like, yeah, all right. I don't particularly have any need to don't feel like I can get anything out of this show, and I never really wanted to watch it, and I never was going to watch it. But I was at college the day after the first episode came out, and somebody said to me, you know, you've got to watch this. So right at the end of the episode that you need to see, and it's actually really cool. So I thought, you know what,
you completely cut out there.
You cut out, but I can pick up from where you left off there because I can quite agree. I'll tell you what, twigged it for me that I should give this a watch. When I found out who the director was.
Oh, David Filoni and Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau, and
yeah. But I wouldn't have watched it, you know, if somebody that I was going to college with said to me, you know, you need to watch it because of this specific reason. And I gave it a watch because it was on the internet by this point. And I looked at it, and it was the Baby Yoda at the end of it. I thought, you know what, I've started it, I may as well carry it on. But the thing is, I enjoyed the first 3 episodes, and I kind of enjoyed the 4th one a bit, but it was too the fourth episode felt like, the Clone Wars episode Bounty Hunters. Where,
is that the one with Boba Fett, young Boba Fett?
No, it was the one where Anakin, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan are helping these farmers fight off against Hondo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I remember.
it felt like a direct copy of that episode. Like, that's what it felt like.
He's cut out again, that's great.
Yeah,
Repeat your point, please.
It felt like a direct copy of that episode. To me.
What, with the krill farmers?
Yeah. Like, even the way they're training the farmers seems like a direct, copy. And so I can enjoy it because it's, it is taking a heavy reference from something else, but it's using a different form of Star Wars media, so I can enjoy it. But the next two episodes, 4 and 5 and 6, I didn't like at all because it was just exactly the same thing. They were just, to me, they just found boring. I found them boring because it's the same as the previous two, the episode 4 that we had already seen.
What do you mean? The one where they break onto the ship?
The episode 5, which is where they're
on Tatooine, aren't they?
They're on Tatooine.
Yeah.
And the episode where they're breaking that Twi'lek out of that rebel ship, the New Republic transport freighter.
Yeah.
Just because, to me, those it sort of seemed to me like...
And he's gone again. Take a shot. Here's a drinking game for those watching. Take a shot every time his audio cuts out.
See,
Either that or we'll make him take a shot. That would be fun.
No, because I don't drink.
Well, you can start now.
Yeah, we'll get you started soon enough when this lockdown's over.
Well, but anyway, so to me, it sort of felt like Mando goes to a planet for whatever reason, whether it's that he can't carry on his journey until he goes sort something out, or he needs to go to a planet to protect the child for whatever reason. He finds a job that needs doing, or somebody that needs help, helps them, goes to do the job, finds there's a complication with doing the job, whether it's betrayal or whatever, like a problem that they need to rethink their strategy. And then they do it, there's betrayal, somebody dies, and then he just continues on his way. That's what...
On his journey, yeah. He's cut out again. That's...
I get what he's going for there, but I would disagree.
No, I would too.
It's just, to me, it seems like it's the same premise. Like, obviously the episodes are different because the context of what's happening, the actual plot is different. It's different planets, different scenarios, but the basis of what he's actually trying to do is just the same to me. Like, I see a lot of similarities between, especially 4, 5, and 6. It just seems too much the same to me.
Really, but
I mean, I get what you mean, but essentially that's how every story everywhere at every time works. You have the character sets off on his journey. He has a problem. It's like, what's it?
It's a pretty basic storytelling thing, isn't it?
I know, but it would be different if it was the fact that it was like...
Yes, you've cut out again.
Yeah, you've been cutting out as well. It's not me, it's Discord. To me, it would be better if they did it in a different order and not exactly the same way.
The same.
Yeah.
I mean, if they started off with him getting betrayed by characters he hasn't met or doesn't know, don't have a reason to betray him, then it kind of defeats the point.
Yeah, I know.
For those who are listening to this, you can probably hear my dog barking in the background. That's great. Hang on.
It's perfectly normal.
That's just... he's still going. He's still going. He's still going. He's still going.
But
and he's just killed a man. He's just started walking on his legs, 2 legs. He's killed a man. Great dog. Love him to bits.
Yeah, I mean, what other use is there for a dog?
Exactly,
the last two episodes, I enjoyed.
I get what you mean. I'll tell you what it's like. It's like the A-Team or Knight Rider back in the day. There became a pattern in the episode.
Yeah.
I don't know. Michael Knight would be in kit driving along, gets a call from Devon. Devon says, "Oi, you got to go here and investigate this bloke." Michael Knight meets a woman who's reasonably attractive, who's having a problem with said bloke. They do a bit of snooping around. Michael Knight gets captured. Kit comes and saves him. They then race off to rescue the woman and save the day at the last minute. And it would be rinse and repeat, different scenario, different state, different place, every single episode.
Yeah.
But
no, exactly. Yeah.
I don't think that we've had enough episodes to call it as that, Commander.
No, I know.
No, yeah,
and I
because
know
if you look
it is-
at like if you look at the first 3 episodes, they're kind of similar, but not really.
yeah, but it is similar. They are
dear.
similar, and I will
Oh
give
dear,
you that.
his board is dead. His connection is very bad.
It,
Yeah,
make,
yeah,
it makes trying to have these discussions with him quite difficult when he's going.
I know. It's probably going to come out really good on his end, though, isn't it? He's also recorded.
It's all right for me.
It will be great on his end.
It's yes. Care to elaborate?
Let me just reload it.
Hang on, listen. Has he fixed it?
Has he?
It should be better now. I'm on my hotspot.
I can't hear
Hey!
him. Oh, why did you give it away?
It should be okay
Sorry.
now. I'm on my hotspot. It's my ISP is right next to me.
That's
Instead
a
of being
relief.
downstairs.
Gonna use all your 4G though. That's fun.
Don't matter. I got 20 gigs of the stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, in regards to like episode 4 sets up, the 2-part finale because it introduces. By the way, I really like Kara. She's a cool character.
Yeah.
Kara.
Cara Dune.
Oh, what the ODST? Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, that must have really messed with you, Commander, because an ODST in Star Wars.
Yeah, it did a
You can
bit
find-
because it has some relations to Halo a bit, but
As the Halo fan, you must have been like, an ODST in Star Wars?
He's
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
yes,
I put-
finally, this will allow me to tie the traitor into everything,
Yeah.
including the Halo crossover episode. Yeah.
as a start, wow, I did. I'm not wow. Yeah, maybe.
Even if you can say you weren't gonna do it, but we knew you're probably still working on it right now.
Yeah, I am. Well, the ODST bit did confuse me, but I then picked up on the fact that I heard Rebellion Shock Trooper. I
love this
That's what
idea
clarified
of
it.
in Star Wars, like some kind of drop pod coming down.
Yeah,
Just
I
Master
don't
Chief
know.
mode.
That would be just cool. Just I don't know. I like that idea a lot. This idea of this orbital assault done differently to how the clones did it, because they use gunships, but like actual drop pods coming and like firing their repulsor lifts at the last second,
Yeah.
burying themselves in the dirt and the ground. That sounds cool to me. I want to actually see concept art now and ships and stuff. I want that explored.
I want to see just a TV show about, bloody, like from the perspective of rebel and stormtroopers, soldiers, and yeah. Anyway,
Indeed, I'd be. That.
so yeah,
Okay,
like I said, episode 4, sets up the 2-part finale. We get that. It's a nice little distraction episode. It establishes, okay, yeah, no matter what we do, baby isn't safe. Let's just go on to the next.
yeah.
Ends up on Tatooine. That gives us it's a nice little throwback episode. We see how it is now, or at least sometimes. Potentially teases Boba Fett at least.
A bit, yeah, but I would like to point out that seeing what's the name of the actor who plays Melinda May in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in Star Wars, that I liked because she's a good actress, and I do like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's the one that played the bounty. I can't remember her name. I'm bad with Star Wars names, but she's the one that died at the end of that episode, isn't she?
Well, not at the end, like midway through. She was the one who they were after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently she's back for season 2.
How did she?
Who knows? She's probably not alive, but if Boba Fett can survive the Sarlacc pit and whatever, anything's possible.
Yeah, the thing is that like the last 2 episodes I really did enjoy with I think it's Moff Gideon, I think it is, and all the Death Troopers. Like we finally see the Empire coming in and playing a part instead of it just being like a small band in a house. Which I think is cool anyway. Like I enjoyed that, but for me the first episode, nothing really much happens because it's just setting up story, which is what you would expect. The second episode is carrying on from the first, when you got like the Jawas and the Sandcrawler and this big monster Mando's got to fight, and it's quite interesting. And the third episode is breaking the child out, and there's a bit of emotional like connection into it, and you get more of Mando's backstory and stuff like that. So while it is the same as the ones that I say repeating, they've got enough in it that sort of distracts from it. There's variety in it. It's like a unique story. Instead of having one episode, maybe it's just because I thought episode 4 was like I draw big comparisons to that Clone Wars episode, and then I see the other two and think it's exactly the same anyway. But it's just it feels too similar. But
mind you, speaking of Nick's ideas, in that episode 4, the Walker,
the ATST,
the ATST, I watching that scene, I was just getting Jurassic World vibes.
Yeah.
Not Jurassic World, Jurassic Park vibes from the first 2 films.
Yeah,
like with the whole
that
Walker moving through the.
Yeah, that ATST was it AI controlled or was it actually controller controlled?
It was controller controlled.
Because to me, like it, I mean,
the red eyes were weird.
Yeah, it seemed like it was like, I mean, most likely it was the fact that it was controlled from the inside, but the way it was like walking and like it was looking down at its feet trying to stop it from like falling into the water. But that seems very AI-ish, like it's thinking for itself sort of thing. Because surely if you tip it down on its front, the people that are controlling it are going to fall through the window.
It could. Well, no, those windows are really small. That is worth pointing out. But it could be also inexperienced operators. Like these people are raiders. They probably salvage that from somewhere. So I buy it on an inexperienced operator's perspective. But also, drawing attention back to the season finale, the explanation about the seemed a little extreme, and I didn't completely understand why Moff Gideon said that they had like 5 hours before.
It's a bit long.
Like the time he set was like, okay, fine, we're going to dig our way out, thanks.
Yeah,
that did seem a little strange to me, but sorry, I cut you off, Orbonon. You were saying.
So yeah, episode 6, I like that one because I think it gives us, kind of a perspective on the New Republic, which I think the sequel trilogy, for some reason, lacked. Why didn't they expand on the New Republic? I don't know, but hey ho, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that they've got these security droids. I like their designs.
Oh yes.
I love Dave Filoni's cameos as an X-wing pilot in that episode, doesn't he?
Yes,
he does.
Cool.
And they're T-65 X-wings as well, so they're the same from the Battle of Yavin, rather than be the T-70s that are from the new trilogy. Which I found interesting.
But basically, I think the purpose of episodes 4, 5, and 6 are to, give us introductions to these characters who I think are going to play more of a role in season 2, and beyond. Because he keeps those other bounty hunters alive at the end of the episode. They're just locked up in a cell somewhere, so I think they're going to come back eventually. And I think we'll see. What was the name of the woman on Tatooine again?
I can't remember.
No,
she
I know
was really easily.
Did she even have a name? I can't remember. It's probably in the credits.
Probably not, no.
In case you don't know, I don't know the names of many Star Wars characters.
Not side characters, anyway. Main characters,
no,
not side characters.
No, I also like the fact. Now this is something which has bugged me a little.
Go on.
Is I don't think he should have had his face reveal until like the 2nd season.
No, because
fair enough.
I don't think he should have at all, because he seems to me.
Oh yeah, or should have talked.
Because he seems to me, and maybe you'll understand this. Maybe you won't, because I'm not sure. Matt, Orbonon, if you played Halo or not, I
have not played.
But
I only play Halo for its multiplayer.
Yeah, but the Mandalorian seems very much of like a Master Chief sort of character to me. Always keeps his helmet on. What the personality is the suit. The Mandalorian is the suit, not the face. And
there is a storytelling reason for that.
Yeah, I know, but I prefer it when like you see, you don't have to have a face to see somebody's personality. You can tell, and even not until just the last episode, we saw from even the other episodes, we can see a lot of what Mando's backstory is and how he's he's been through a lot without having to see his face. Just from his helmet and body language alone, you can see he's been through a lot. A bit like Darth Vader, for example. You can see just from his body language and his armor and what it looks like that he's been through a lot, and his voice. you know, and it's very much like a Master Chief sort of character. And I wish they would just kept it like that and not just said, "Oh no, this is what his face looks like," just so you were all aware, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind the face reveal because it's not on a thing like Boba Fett, where
No.
I think if we know what Boba Fett looks like underneath because he's basically just Tamara Morrison.
Yes.
I honestly, if you were going to have Boba Fett come back, just don't reveal his face or anything. With the Mandalorian, I don't mind. He's a new character, you know.
Yeah.
There is actually a storytelling reason why not to show a character's face, and they do this in video games as well, like Halo. It's so that the audience member emphasizes themselves onto the character.
Yeah.
So you're giving that blank slate there. I think, I can agree with the idea that they shouldn't have done that, and also under a technicality of the IG-88 unit of
IG-11.
IG-11, whatever. It's a droid.
I honestly thought it was IG-88, and I'm like, oh, cool, okay,
No,
they've got this
IG-11.
legacy character,
Yeah.
but yeah, I watched episode 7, like, oh, it's IG-11, okay.
It is worth pointing out, though, that a lot of the ideas and concepts are nicked from Legends. Like, for instance, the station owned by a smuggler, that is nicked from the Rogue Squadron books, and I've read them, and I know where that's from. And that's this smuggling boss where he operates out of for a bit. It's kind of a New Republic station, but then they get this smuggling boss to take. It's kind of cool. The books are worth reading, if for anything, than having a executor class Super Star Destroyer rise from the underworld of Coruscant. Like those books.
I think the main reason they take a lot of stuff from Legends in this show. I mean, we know that Jon Favreau loves Star Wars, Dave Filoni loves Star Wars. They grew up. I think they grew up with Legends. So of course, they're going to take stuff from it and incorporate it into canon, and not have IG-11 be IG-88 because they want the Legends version of IG-88.
Yeah.
And that's fair, but and just for being complete, I will also point out the droids from the Republic warship. They are based on the droids from, and if someone in the comments thinks I'm wrong with this, but they are based on the droids that were meant to fight the Yuuzhan Vong from the new gen.
The Yuuzhan Vong.
The Yuuzhan Vong.
They're called the Yuuzhan Vong, aren't they?
Yuuzhan.
Yuuzhan Vong just sounds weird. Like, it's just a bloke called John with a weird extended name, and he's gonna like. No, I'm just gonna call them the Yuuzhan Vong.
Oh, the Yuuzhan Vong works as well.
Yeah, I'm not calling them fucking John.
It's the way the pronunciation works in the audiobooks that I've read. They're pronounced Yuuzhan. So
not canon anymore. Doesn't matter. They're called the Yuuzhan Vong.
Fine. Yuuzhan Vong. They were the droids, and there's this amazing scene in Legends where Lando Calrissian is pitching these droids to a load of senators.
Pitching them?
Yeah, because he's helped develop them, and he gives this amazing pitch speech as if.
I thought he was actually, when you said pitching, I thought pitching them to a fucking wall or something, like crucifix.
No, like in an office, but you can buy two. But wait, there's more.
Sounds like a real highlight of Star Wars, the one where Lando Calrissian has a fucking office meeting.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's quite funny.
Take notes, Disney.
Maybe your meetings could be made public, so we can see how crafty and shady you are about your business practices.
No, but yeah, I like the to give my perspective on Mandalorian, I like the whole thing. I've watched it through twice, once by myself and once with my family. It's a good show. I think that it's kind of like the introduction. It's nice to see a different side of Star Wars that isn't, the Jedi or whatever. It's good to see that criminal underworld side of things and the bounty hunters and whatnot. And yeah, I just hope that in future seasons going forward, we kind of continue on that trend. We don't rely too much on the Jedi. And please, Jon Favreau, don't go to Yoda's homeworld or whatever. Don't name the species or anything. Just.
Yeah. One last thing before we move, the soundtrack.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I'm going to quickly look up because I have to
audio
know.
has always been very good in Star Wars. Like whether it's John Williams or whoever else is and does the different, like, I can't remember who it is that does the Clone Wars, but it's Star Wars music is always a very good part of Star Wars, regardless of what your opinion on it is. You know, it's
That is true.
Clone Wars' soundtrack done by Kevin, I think Kinner? I don't know how to pronounce his surname. Sorry, Kevin. But the Mandalorian soundtrack is done by a man called Ludwig Göransson. I hope I'm pronouncing that. Please correct me if I'm wrong if you're for some reason watching this.
Yes.
But we love your work. Come on the show.
Wunderbar.
Come on the show. Come on the show. Join us. Yeah.
Fräulein.
We will attempt to speak German. I'm just verging on fucking racism, aren't I?
Yeah, we will. But anyway, also the okay, as much of a fan as the intro, but the outro, on the other hand, with the concept art,
That is
really good. That is really cool.
It's as if like what it would have been if they had made it into like a cartoon, like Clone Wars, or
but it looks more realistic.
Or no, like the preliminary sketches from what that would then be made from.
Yeah.
It looks so pretty, and like the filter they have over it of this like almost cracked like tiled. I dig it with the soundtrack.
Yeah, can I just say I'm so glad they didn't make The Mandalorian a cartoon, because I don't think it would have had the same appeal that for people who aren't Star Wars fans, because I know a lot of people who've never seen Star Wars, this is their first exposure to it. This is actually something that's interested them and they really like.
I think it would have felt like a rerun of some Clone Wars episodes if they had a cartoon, because Clone Wars did stuff with bounty, like Asajj Ventress and things.
Yeah. Right then. Now let's talk about the future of The Mandalorian. What do we want to see in season 2 and 3? Okay. But before we get into that, I don't have a sponsor, don't worry.
I was going to say, let's quick message to our sponsors.
Raid Shadow Legend. No, we're not doing that. Don't sue me. Raid, if you want to sponsor us, we're happy. You know,
hey, we will always take your money.
Yes, we'll happily take your money. I will happily do a sponsor for you. Anyway,
I will sit in a chat room and verse lyrical about how great your product is in every single way and bore everyone stiff in the process.
Just give us money, please. We're desperate. Anyway,
we're students. We got to pay back our loans.
Yeah. Well, so, not me.
The thing that's been rumored about The Mandalorian season 2 is that we're going to see Ahsoka Tano.
Yes.
Captain Rex.
Yes.
Boba Fett and what's her? I should know. Bo-Katan. Yes.
Yeah.
I literally watched the final season of Clone Wars the other week. I should know this. Anyway, so that's 4 legacy characters that will be making the first appearance in live action.
The thing is, what I hope that they don't do, like they announce all of this stuff because there's also sort of rumors that Boba Fett was going to be in it as well. What I hope that they don't do with the future of the Mandalorian is that they don't do like my biggest criticism with the sequel trilogy is that it's got too much fan service in it. I hope they don't do it with the Mandalorian. Add all these characters that we know from, let's say, Clone Wars and Rebels and what have you, just for the want of fan service.
Yeah.
Just to make people turn around and say, "Oh no, I know her from there. I know him from there. What have you?" Just to make people.
Oh, happy. Hey, look! It's the Gonk droid. He's my favorite.
You know,
no, but seriously, I did do that every time the Gonk droid showed up.
I wouldn't mind if we saw, because there's a rumor going around that Ahsoka's going to show up in the Obi-Wan series for just to set up her spin-off show. But now I don't mind.
I'll say this now. I don't think they should just introduce. Like, bring these characters in for the sake of setting up their own spin-off.
Actually, come to think of that has me slightly worried.
Because
let me put it like this: Boba Fett being in season 2 and maybe beyond, that's fine. I think there is the setup there with the whole, episode 5 thing where that mysterious man shows up. Oh, and we don't. But I honestly don't think that you can do. Like, don't do an episode just about like Ahsoka and Captain Rex showing
Yeah.
up and doing a thing. Like, just give them their own spin-off and just set it up there.
I think so. From what I've heard, and this is through people who I know who do actually have a bit more inside information.
Oh, we've got an inside source here,
Yeah,
folks.
yeah.
Third-hand information.
It is this is third-hand information. No, this is second-hand information.
Right.
But I have been told that Ahsoka is in it, and we are getting a season.
We knew we were going to get a season 3 anyway. They pretty
Yeah.
much confirmed.
Yes, but I was aware of the season 3 back in September.
Oh, I see.
So I have known for a while, and at the same time when I found this out, and this should all be taken as rumor. But I have heard somewhat of a confirmation that Ahsoka will be in it. Now, that was back in September, and things might have changed since then. It's completely possible.
Yeah.
What with managerial changes going on at Disney at the moment. But so that's what I have heard, and I'm certain about. I haven't heard anything about Rex, and to be honest, I don't want him in there.
No, I don't either.
No.
Because Ahsoka and Boba Fett and maybe like Bo-Katan in a flashback, but
That's a lot.
that is too many legacy characters.
Yeah,
Yes.
and, like what I wouldn't mind, and this is how I wish it would. Like, if Ahsoka's going to be in it, this is what I want it to be like. You know, have her come in for like, let's say, one episode, or even just half an episode, to meet up with the Mandalorian, just literally crossing paths while she's trying to look for Ezra and Thrawn in the unknown regions. Then in some way she says to the Mandalorian, look, this is who Baby Yoda is. He's force sensitive, and this is the species. You know, I don't want them to name the species because it's been a mystery since Star Wars began of what Yoda's species is. No wish them to keep that a mystery. But just to show up, provide a bit of information about the Mandalorian, and then we just see her carry, like, this is her in her journey to try and find Ezra and Thrawn. You know, to try and set up that Rebel sequel or her own spin-off movie or what have you, sort of thing. That's how
If
I
it's
wish
just
it
a
to
little
go.
scene where she's like doing the Fulcrum thing again or whatever, then that's fine. But
I wouldn't mind an episode where it's like, I don't know, their paths cross and they have to do something together.
yeah, exactly. Like, actually make Ahsoka work in the plot. Don't just have her show up.
Yeah, like
but
a
just as
cameo
a
is not
one-off.
what I'm after. But I will point out that I think eventually we will find out what has happened to Mandalore, which I'm pumped for. Also, on a technical note, I think I might have figured out which clan the Mandalore's from originally. So we see in the flashback
It'd be Death Watch,
him being
it'd be Clan Vizsla.
They are not Death Watch. They are not wearing Death Watch uniforms. It looks like Death Watch, but it isn't. It's actually the Traitor. It's actually the defenders. Or the defenders of Concord Dawn. So it's the Praetoria from. So because they fought with the New Republic. Not the New Republic. They fought with the Republic against the Droid army. So it makes sense for it to. And it looks like their uniforms, and they have full Mandalorian kit. It's just they're not Death Watch in them.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would love to see Concord Dawn because Concord Dawn's cool, and I would just the planet itself and the idea, like one holdout of Mandalorian warriors who are just there to defend their home territory. They're 500. Was it 500 worlds? 1,000 star systems? Thousands of star systems. Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Who knows?
But I would like to see some of that and some stuff to do. Possibly even seeing the guy's name, the guy who flew the skull, Kanan.
Kanan's dead.
No, Kanan. If you remember back to Rebels,
barely seen it, so I wouldn't know because it's kiddie show garbage, really, isn't it?
Basically.
I mean, the last 2 seasons are a lot better, but
still not.
Grand Admiral Thrawn, dude. You can't diss the Grand
Yeah,
Admiral.
I know, but just one character doesn't make a season good.
You only like the last 2 seasons of Rebels because it has Grand Admiral Thrawn.
You
Just
know, to me, like one good character doesn't make a season good.
No, yeah. Anyway, we'll save Rebels for another time.
Yeah, indeed. This is a discussion for another time. But no, he was the Mandalorian who ends up talking Sabine into going back to Mandalore. You know, the character from the show. What's his name? He shoots down Hera when they first meet him.
I can't remember. Gar Saxon, is it?
No, it's not Gar Saxon. He's the villain.
No, what's his name? I know who you mean.
Him.
Yeah.
That's a great character name. Him.
That one.
That bloke.
That one.
That bloke over there. He did it.
Yeah. He flew the... Yeah. Anyway.
I know who you mean.
Oh, I love these amazing Star Wars characters. Him. There.
That one.
Everywhere.
Indeed. Yeah, we are
shocker.
Star Wars geeks. We know their names so well. It's great.
My favorite character, Captain Rocks. No, but yeah, I think from Mandalorian season 2, having these legacy characters isn't bad at all. I'd be fine seeing them. It's just they have to like work in the plot. You can't just have them show up for fan service and be like,
No.
"Oh yeah, this is our spin-off show. Come watch our ones, guys. Stay subscribed to Disney Plus." No, it's actually got to like be a good story that has good writing.
It's got to work well
work
with the story.
Okay, I'd like to know what you think about this, because I've just been sitting here thinking about this. It sounds like they're trying to make a Disney expanded universe. No, not a Disney, a Star Wars expanded universe, like they did with the MCU.
Yeah, this is mostly like relegated to television and web series, though.
Yes.
It might be, but they've got enough good... Star Wars is known for its big budget films. So if they make the television series work, they will eventually start again with the films. Or try.
Yeah.
To me, that's what it sounds like they were sorting out. Because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did really well in its first couple of...
And then it kind of like went... Ooh.
Holy... Okay, I'm still watching through it. I haven't finished. But
I've not seen it. I've just heard these things.
Okay, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. we will have to discuss it another time.
In our own separate podcast, Marvel Bores, probably. I don't know. Anyway.
Indeed. But like in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the problem with it is that it would like the characters would have this terrible thing happen to them, and then they work up, finally defeat the villain. Another terrible thing happens, straight back to where they started again. Over and over and over again. And at this point, I'm just sad for my characters and want them to die because they've just been through so much shit.
Oh no!
That's
Anyway, Mandalorian season.
Yeah.
So yeah, the one thing I really don't want, as I've said before, is don't name Yoda's species. Don't show his. I know they're building up to that, I think, but I just don't want to.
It's been a mystery for like 35 years. You know, just keep it like it.
Like, if fair enough, you know, showing his planet, fine. Like, at least keep it like a mysterious part of it, or like he meets some of the other Yoda species people. But don't name the species.
We don't even have to show his home world. You could just show a planet where that species is congregated and is colonized. You don't necessarily have to see the home planet.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of what I want to see in season.
Ideal season. I want.
Yeah. Obviously, I want to work out how Moff Gideon has the Darksaber now. I want to play more of a...
Oh yes. Oh, absolutely. Like, revealing the Darksaber like that was like, okay.
Yeah, they have to follow up on that. And I'd also be interested in seeing the prisoners come back from episode. So, like, all the guys that he worked with.
Mm-hmm. I would like to see some new Star Wars ships.
Yeah.
I would like New Republic ships, and I would like some Empire ships. I don't care if they are Raider Corvettes is all we see, because this part of the Empire is just broke. A Star Destroyer would be nice, a properly modeled Star Destroyer, not having the fan art stolen would be...
Do you know what else would be cool, actually? So I think Mandalorian went to Tatooine in episode.
Yeah.
I think we'll get another episode next season where he goes back to a planet that's from an older film or Clone Wars episode. I'm just saying, if you use one from the Clone Wars or something, and then
I'd be
also do
interested
one.
to see. I'd be very I would like to see him go to something like, not I know this is very unlikely, but go to something like Coruscant,
Yeah,
or like Endor or Yavin.
I'd love to see him go. I'd love to see the lower levels of Coruscant in live action.
No, not necessarily show like the Jedi Temple. I mean, it'd be good to see the Jedi Temple like all those years ago after Order 66 and everything. But
what you meant. I wouldn't mind some stuff like, I don't know, at Quat, and have the expanded, have Quat expanded on. So do you know what the Quat system?
Where was it from again?
Okay, it's mostly in the books. Quat is the place where the galaxy makes most of its starships. So it's split. There are two corporations. There's the Corellian Corporation and there's the Quat royal families, and they make most of the galaxy's warships. So Star Destroyers are made at Quat. They were designed by Quat Drive Yards. And essentially, it's this big, like a halo ring, but round a planet.
Oh, okay.
And it's this enormous shipyard.
Oh, I know the planet you mean, Kuat.
Yeah,
yeah, I know the planet you mean.
But essentially, the lore of the planet is really good because it has all these like royal families striving for power against each other, and they all have seats on the board of the Quat Drive Yards. So there's all that. They also like have stuff like the early Star Dreadnoughts, like guard their facilities and things. Like some world building, some exploring, some like, I don't know, legend planets would be cool. And also Quat's in new canon. It was in the Aftermath books, I think.
Oh, is it? I haven't read those yet. I want to read them. I haven't read
them either, but I have heard it is an Aftermath.
But yeah, I think Mandalorian season 2, just bring in Boba Fett, have him do a thing. I don't care. I just want to see Boba Fett again. It's not like in a situation where, with me, I'm like, don't introduce Ahsoka unless you absolutely have to. Just bring back Boba Fett. Just bring him back. I don't care what he does. I don't care if he's hanging up his ironing or whatever. Just do it.
Yeah. Right. Next, we finished with the Mandalorian. Anything else anybody wants to say?
Yeah.
The Mandalorian?
Anyone want to add anything?
Not off the top of my head.
No.
Seeing the best Star was cool.
That's a point. Yeah, this is a quick point I'd like to make about Mandalorian. I think a lot of people have made it. It's very much like a video where, he like gets these upgrades and he does a new thing. It's kind of like missions, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it's quite Monster Hunter. If
Yeah.
you know the game, it's quite like Monster. Like you do the thing, you kill the beast, you get the best guy. Yeah,
I think it's like a cool thing that progresses the story a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's talk about the spin-off that literally no one cares about at all. Before we go into the ones that we do actually care about, Cassian Andor. I have literally nothing to say about this.
No. Well, one, we haven't heard anything, and two, because I just don't care.
Hold on, wait. I haven't heard about this. Cassian Andor,
he's the guy in Rogue One with K2SO.
Yeah.
The one that has a love. Yeah, that guy.
No wonder I can remember him. I don't know. A series about a rebel intelligence officer, like, I don't know, maybe you can have him team up with Agent Callus and we get Callus on the...
maybe.
I could dig a series about the rebellion having to do some really gnarly, nasty things to beat
that I'll agree. Like, if you're gonna do this series, just show like the nasty side of the rebellion. Like, show that they're not all nice and down.
What this series should be is what Torchwood is to Doctor Who.
Like gritty war.
If
it was like, because they say obviously it's a prequel series, so like if you would have Cassian Andor be like a guy on the front lines of war, fighting against the Empire, and also like meeting K2SO, that'd be.
I don't know that. That's not who he is. I think he's be best as like this intelligence officer who's doing all this real dodgy shit, working with some real dodgy characters to further the cause of the righteous.
Yeah, like I said, you can build up to that, but do the whole soldier stuff first. I would think that'd be cool.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind if he was like a sniper or something, or if he was even like Callus. He was like an Imperial intelligence officer that switched sides, something like that. A nice SP agent maybe. But no, I'd like to see Callus in it. That would be. I haven't heard that much about this. Is this rumored? What is this?
It's confirmed from what I understand.
It's confirmed, but they're keeping stum about it. Like, I don't even think they've started. I think they're in the script right now. They are with the Kenobi and Ahsoka series. I haven't really heard much about it. I don't think there's much to say about it. Really,
because there's not really much to say at all. He didn't really have much of a character.
He didn't really have much of a character in Rogue One, and just to make a story out of just like a basic character is not really able to do much.
Yeah, like I said, this is their chance to change that.
Yeah, it is. But I'd be, as I said, I'd be up. I'm the Mandalorian done. I think what it was supposed to do is brought back some goodwill.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to say, okay, show us what you got. I mean, I'd like something like Torchwood style, nitty gritty. Like, also bring the actress back who played Senator Chandrilla. Oh,
who?
The Senator for Chandrilla. What's her name? Oh,
Holdo.
Oh,
young Holdo. Yeah, no. It was that spin-off Disney.
No, what's her name? The woman who was
Mon
Mothma. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Bring Mon Mothma back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love Mon Mothma back. That'd be. But yeah, basically, that's all I can really think of for Cassian Andor, because there's nothing else really.
No, it's not that, like, I think it's more like with Ahsoka and Kenobi, like, we know these characters from other Star Wars media. We know what they're like. We know what their story is. Because we've only seen Cassian in one other series so far, like, not just one other, just one bit of Star Wars media so far. We don't know too much about, and he died as well. Yeah. We don't know too much about him anyway.
Was he the one that fought in this war since he was 6 years old, or was that the pilot?
I think it was him. I think it was Cassian. I think.
I can't remember.
I'm not entirely sure. I haven't seen Rogue One, I think, for ages, I think I watched it, like...
Please let us know in the comments, dear viewers.
How old is he supposed to be, actually?
I think he's in his,
like...
30, 32, I think.
20, maybe? 21, 25? Who knows? It's not important.
If he's been fighting since he was 6 years old, at that point,
he doesn't look old enough to be like 9, or whatever. Like, 9? No, what the fuck?
Well, and also,
you know, he doesn't look old enough to have been born in 1980, because I mean he's like the same age as Luke.
Yeah, exactly. So, or like you, a bit before the Clone Wars, he looks too old for that. He looks like he's
I'd say so.
Having him. If they mean starting fighting the war, maybe it was, if they're going to do that, have him originally start as a Republic security officer that then transfers to the Empire, and then that makes more sense. But anyway,
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka.
She's a character and getting a spin-off that exists. I like her, I guess. She's cool. Yeah. Sorry, I've only seen like season 7 of the Clone Wars and some episodes of Rebels. I do like her though; she's a cool character.
Yeah, the things with this is like, I'm really confused as to whether they're going to do the Ahsoka show, whether that's going to be hunting for Ezra and Thrawn, or whether they're going to actually do a Rebels sequel or not. You know, I
think it will be a Rebels sequel,
because the only thing that I think of is that Clone Wars, especially the final, like season 7. I read the Ahsoka book when it first came out, and it's really good book. I loved it, but it's
the only book I haven't read that you have.
Yeah, probably. It's a really good book. I did enjoy it, but a lot of it got retconned by season 7 of the Clone Wars. So I think that Ahsoka show is going to fix that and do it again. I think maybe that's what I'm hoping for anyway, because I want to know what happens to her directly after Order 66. I mean, the book, it doesn't like decanonize the book completely, season 7 of Clone Wars, but a lot of, especially in regards to the interaction between her and Maul, was definitely different. So I think maybe they're going to do it again in a live action show, which I'm fully up for, but I'm interested to see whether it's going to be which one, whether it's the Rebel sequel or the Ahsoka show, where it's going to focus on her and Sabine trying to find Thrawn and Ezra.
The question is, will this be cartoon on live action?
I think it's going to be live action, considering they've got they've reportedly hired the what is it, Rosario Dawson? Is it they've hired to play Ahsoka in the season 2 of Mandalorian?
In which case, going to take a guess right here and say that it's probably going to be what Ahsoka was doing during the time of the Empire.
Yeah.
And before.
See, I don't want that because Kenobi's going to be that apparently.
Yeah.
Set between episode 3 and 4. I think Ahsoka needs to be between episode 6 and 7. Have her find Ezra and Thrawn and set in the unknown regions. Explore that weird part of Star Wars that only hardcore fans will like.
I want a film now. I'm sorry, I don't want a television show. I want a film, and to be honest, I don't even want I will point this out, and this needs to be made very clear. I am the resident Thrawn fan here.
Yes, you are.
Thrawn is the best thing since sliced bread, as far as I'm concerned. And I don't know. I do think that it would be better done in a film. I would prefer that, to be honest.
I would, but I don't want it to be live action film. I'd rather it be cartoon, like the Clone Wars movie, but done like 100 times better. Like, if that makes sense.
So I think Ahsoka needs to be between Return of the Jedi, The Force Awakens. Just don't do another show that's set between episode 3 and 4. I think that time period's been explored way too.
Yes.
Like, just do a show between episode 6 and 7 because that's still relatively unexplored territory.
The only other thing that I
from
can
the perspective
think...
of like the main characters. Anyway.
Hold on, apologies to sidetrack for a moment, but it appears that I've managed to kill a load of the pixels on my second monitor while I've been sitting here, as I've now got this enormous black line. I don't know if it's just a heat, so I'm going to switch that monitor off.
Probably for the best.
Probably.
It's just suddenly got this black line.
The only other thing I can think of it being set between is, we saw in Rebels. I mean, Orbonon, you probably didn't see it, but when Ezra saved Ahsoka from Vader, she then goes and wanders back into the temple on, I think is it Moraband they went to,
something like that, yeah.
Then the next time we see her is at the end of Return of the Jedi. So the only thing that I can think is that it's going to take place between those two parts and what happens to her between those times. So
it might do, because we actually know what happened, mostly through a bit of we had a couple of images sent out, and they were essentially cartoon drawn images leaked. I don't think leaked. I think they're officially released. Of essentially Ahsoka goes and it's like force, and Ahsoka goes through, continues the battle, and as she goes to continue the battle, the floor breaks from under her. Vader falls away. She falls away, and they end up in two different tunnels, and she escapes, essentially.
Yeah.
So it could pick up from there. That's a very good point.
If you are going to set it like during the time of the Empire, set after A New Hope or something. Like between 4 and 5 or 5 and 6. I just prefer like a series set after Rebels where you explore the unknown regions, looking for Ezra and Thrawn, and maybe bump into the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda again if she shows up in the Mandalorian. It'd be cool to have Mando show up in another show.
Annoyingly, and I it's annoying for me to say this, but I don't think we will ever get Thrawn on the screen. I think what we will get is book.
You never say never.
I tell you what, I'm not sure if you've heard of this, but they're working on another Thrawn trilogy.
Oh, I can believe that they are, but
it's being released within the next few months. It's about his time during the Ascendancy.
Yeah, I know. It's the first book's, and it's a prequel to the already in state Thrawn books.
Yeah.
And the thing was, last year when I heard about this Thrawn Ascendancy, and I saw the caption, and I don't know if on your videos you want to put the concept in it, the image from the front of the book up, where you see Thrawn standing, and the shadow he projects is the snake symbol from the bottom of his Star Destroyer, the two. And I was like, holy shit, this is going to be about Thrawn in the unknown regions, linking up with his people and possibly getting Bridger to come on board with him and like join the Trish Ascendancy like Eli Vanto did. I was like, holy shit, that would be fucking awesome. And no, it's not. It's a prequel about his time in the yeah.
So because the perfect time to do that.
It might, but I doubt it will be.
Probably won't, but just Disney do it.
Indeed.
Anything else to add in regards to Ahsoka? Captain Rex? Do you want him to show up?
No, just because like Rex's journey sort of ended with the end of Rebels. You know, we saw that he fought in the Battle of Endor, and in most probably just case like he retired after that because you know he's probably getting old to the point where he can't actually do anything. You know, like
thinking about it now, I think like, if he does show up in like the Ahsoka spin-off, he'll be like a crippled old man.
Because how old would he be now with this growth acceleration that he had when he was growing that back to tank? Like, how old would he be now?
In Rebels, he's supposed to be like in his 50s.
Yeah, I know. So he must be at least like as far as age, like body age goes, so he must be at least in his 70s.
70s or 80s, yeah.
He'd be in his 70s and 80s, yeah. Mind you, now this is an interesting point that hasn't been very well explored. Is how is like there was some speculation to do with whether Thrawn would the episode, and back then a question was raised in how old is Grand Admiral, and that's a bit of a difficult question because we don't necessarily know. I mean, he's like very fit and capable in Rebels, and that's 10 years into his service with the Empire. And before that, he got to a position of a force commander in the Chiss Ascendancy, like the second highest rank or something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's got to be in his 40s or 50s.
Something
and
like
then
species age differently. That's all I'll say.
This is true, and that has been made, and I'm wondering. But
who knows?
Yes, who knows, indeed. Right.
So
let's talk about the one that. Yeah, boy, Kenobi. So it's pretty much confirmed it's going to take place between Revenge of the Sith and a New.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to go on a bit of a tirade here at this point.
Oh, here we go.
Guys, there we go.
Fuck, it took them so long. Kathleen Kennedy went on the at Star Wars Comic-Con over 3 years ago now, with Ewan McGregor and said, "Hey, look, this is coming. We're doing it. We're making it happen."
3 years ago.
Was that 3 months ago?
Not even that. Like last year.
A year. But still, it's what is
no. In terms,
I might have got this wrong. I was under the understanding it was like 1 or 2 years. Like it's taken them a while to get around to it.
Like, reports of it being in the works were for years. They were going to do a Kenobi movie, then they cancelled that, and now they're doing the show.
Yeah. There we are then. That's what I meant.
Yeah, but so here's the thing. So it's going to be stuck between episodes 3 and 4. Hayden Christensen's apparently going to turn up, so we can assume there's going to be flashback.
So is Natalie Portman.
Flashback stuff. Okay, fine. More. Next thing you know, they're going. Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson's coming back. He's going to meet up with Obi-Wan on Tatooine. He survived the fall.
Yeah,
that would actually be cool. Actually, I'd like to see that.
It's what the thing is though with the Kenobi thing is that like what is there on Tatooine that he could possibly be doing that could be of any interest? You know, I don't want to see the Maul thing happen again because we saw that in Rebels. No, just leave it as that is. You know,
yeah, the Maul thing is Darth Maul and him fighting is the only thing I can think of that they could have, and they've done it.
I wish they'd have left it to the live action Kenobi series, but I've seen it once. I don't want to see it again because I know what happens. But what else could they possibly do in that in a Kenobi show with him just basically trying to survive and watch over Luke on Tatooine that could be of any particular interest?
Well, how they could do it is like they could do it as he's not actually doing that much, but we could have him being plagued by the visions of the past. But what they could do, and I'd be interested if they were going to do this, was to look back at his time on Mandalore while he was the Padawan Jim, and his stuff with Duchess Satine of Mandalore's relationship with. But I think that would be interesting.
Yeah.
And
on that note, like, I don't want it to be just like a flashback episode of him just remorsing on everything that he's done so far. Like, I want it to be him surviving on Tatooine. You know, have him go back to like what's it? Is it Mos Espa or Mos Eisley that Watto is in? What space? What port?
Watto is in Mos Eisley, isn't he? I can't remember.
I don't know which one it is, but like go
one
and find
of
him.
the 3 or 5.
Because it was in Legends. It said then, I think it's in the Kenobi book, that he goes to Watto and basically threatens him in order to keep Luke safe, like to hide the identity of the last homestead from the Empire in order to keep Luke safe.
Yeah, hang on one sec, guys.
And like, I want to see stuff like that, but I don't want it to be like consistent episodes of like looking back on the Clone Wars or just flashbacks of different things. You know, the occasional like, one episode, you know, one or two episodes like looking back and like him saying, remember what this was like, and just to give us more information on it. But from a story point of view, it would just be a bit dull, you know?
Yeah.
It might be a bit dull, but then again, they might not go for action because they got
Unit 1's cutting out now.
I know.
It's alright. No, I think like just protecting Luke from like Jabba the Hutt and his crew is all I can really think of that they could do.
Yeah, because Tatooine's not got much interest in it. Like, not for like a Jedi trying to survive. You know, a bounty hunter, fair enough, which is why the Mandalorian works on like Tatooine and like rummaging around the galaxy. But for a Jedi who's trying to protect like a Force-sensitive child, there's not really an awful lot that you can do. You know.
Yeah.
You know, because I assume you've watched the Kenobi fan film that got released.
Yeah, the one where he comes across the stormtroopers.
Yeah, all I can see is it just being scenes like that. That's all I can see it being. You know,
I think they've only done it because the fans want it, but they don't know what they're going to do with it. Hopefully, they've got some good ideas. But
hopefully, they can pull something up their sleeve. But like, you know, Obi-Wan can't leave Tatooine because that would be like, that'd be going against why he's there in the first place. You know, add some stuff with Qui-Gon and learning how to transcend into the Force. That'd be good as well. But it's just not an awful lot that can be done. I don't think personally.
I would just prefer it if they did it like an Obi-Wan and Anakin prequel series set between like episodes 1, 2, just before episode 2, where they go and have these fun adventures that they talk about.
Yeah,
that at least sounds interesting.
Actually,
rather than just him on Tatooine.
I'd be up for something else. I would like a him and Qui-Gon prequel series. Like,
yeah, but Liam Neeson's getting older, and Ewan McGregor can't. I don't know if Ewan McGregor can pull off that haircut.
I don't know, though. If you think about
it, was a wig. It wasn't actually a haircut. It was a wig, I think. It's all for like $2,000 in an auction at one point. It was just, and it wasn't. It was them thinking that it was just like the one and only, and it won. They had like 50 of them. They were just selling off. I heard that, and I thought it was quite amusing.
But anyway, basically, that's all I can really say about the Kenobi series. I hope it's good. At the end of the day,
yeah, I hope it's good. It's just like people, like, if it's not like as good as people expect, my reaction would be, well, what else can they do? You know, because the only ideas I can think of with this Kenobi series is that him and Qui-Gon and learning how to transcend into the Force, maybe have something with Yoda, maybe, and having to communicate through the Force, so that's very slim.
Fan service.
Another position.
Go on.
Now, instead of saying, because you're looking at this as if they're doing just like another Star Wars film or another Star Wars. Star Wars is very action based, but they might actually try something a bit different. So what I put it to you, what if they did it as this almost Logan like series?
Yeah, that could be.
I'd be down for that.
I mean, Logan did have its moments of action, but mostly it was just this very sad tale, and it showed like Obi-Wan at the bottom and how he pulled himself back together again. So I would love a series that gives that aspect, because we've seen Obi-Wan and he's very powerful, he's very confident. The brilliant negotiator, but I think his best moment is in the Maul takeover of Mandalore series when Satine is killed, and you just see that confident, I don't know,
Shattered, yeah.
that trolling master face, to quote someone else, just shatter. And I would love to see, and then do the flashbacks there. So instead of going for something which is very high and action based, go for something more emotional, go for a character story rather than necessarily a Star Wars story. Go more on that angle, which I would be up for. I'd like to see what they can do with that, because that's honestly sounds really cool.
So,
but yeah, I think that wraps it up really in terms of the podcast.
Well, I'm on an hour and a quarter, and I can cut stuff. I know, but I haven't cut. That's including the first bit where Unit's trying to kill that hornet.
Shut up! We weren't talking about that.
But yeah, I think if we're all in agreement, we'll end it there.
For 10 minutes, just gloss over the Clone Wars.
We can do that in another one. I want to have my dinner.
Okay, all right.
But no, this has been great. So this was the first episode of StarBores. It's been a lot of fun.
Okay.
So we might come back next week and do another episode.
Now, out you guys that I might be here next week, but the week after that, and the week after that,
and the week after that, and the week after that.
I mean,
fair enough.
I mean, the recording days we can shift about depending on when each of us are free. Because, like for me, obviously, considering the situation we're currently in, my work is very sporadic at the moment. So it may be the case that next week I'll have to work on a Wednesday evening, so I won't be able to do it or whatever. It's not. I know what I'm doing for the time being, but it's very sporadic. So we can work around it and do it on different days if needed. But yeah.
At some point, I'm thinking that we may have to start maybe trying out a live stream.
That's more trouble than it's worth. And
should we do the outro? Should we do the outro?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
So thank you very much for watching.
So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. This has been episode 1 of StarBores. It's been grand. We will see you soon for another episode, hopefully. Unless this is just a one-off, who knows.
For a head. Bye, guys. See you around.
Bye-bye.